Now let us analyze RLC circuit, a circuit that has resistance, inductance and capacitance. And first of all, let's analyze a source free circuit. That is, we don't have voltage or current source attached to it. So obviously we'll have two particular combinations. First will be when they are in series, that is this type, RLC. So this is the first type of circuit. This is a series circuit, RLC. Let the current flowing through it be IT. And the second possibility is all three in parallel. Okay. So these are the two possibilities. RLC. Let's say this voltage from here to here is VT. Okay. And this is IT. So we have two possible combinations for RLC circuit. I shouldn't say possible. There can be numerous combinations. There are numerous combinations possible. We can have parallel RLC also attached to this. Like we can have a circuit from here to here. So let's analyze these two simple circuits, one in series and one in parallel. So let's apply KVL here. What do you get? This is Ri plus L di by dt plus 1 by C, the voltage across it, I dt equal to 0. This is from KVL. And if you apply KCL here, what you will get? You will get V by R plus, this is the current in this, then in this C dV by dt is a current here, and plus what you get here is 1 by L V dt. So this will be equal to 0. We have applied KCL there. Okay. Now let's take differentiation of this, the second derivative. What we'll get? We'll get R di by dt plus L d2I by dt 2 plus 1 by Ci equal to 0. Or what we can do? We can divide throughout by L. And rearranging, what we get d2I by dt2 plus this one R by L di by dt plus you have divided by L. So 1 by LCI is equal to 0. This is from series circuit. Let's take it here. What we'll have? We'll have 1 by R dV by dt plus C d2V by dt2 plus 1 by LV equal to 0. Now rearranging and taking it here, we'll have d2V by dt2 plus, see, 1 by RC dV by dt plus we have divided by C. So 1 by LC V equal to 0. See, we have identical equations. Differential equation of second order. We have two identical equations. This is in series, this is in parallel, but the equations are identical. This concept is called duality. And we say that the circuits are dual to each other. Okay. What we'll do? We'll solve one equation, and the same will be for this also, only this constant will be different. Okay, so let's solve this equation and see what are the possible solutions. So the equation that we have, the second order differential equation, we'll apply Laplace transform to it. If you are aware of, and if you know what Laplace transform is, it's very good. If you don't know, don't worry, we'll be solving it right now. There's nothing serious, no serious concept has been used, very simple. So what I am doing, by Laplace transform, we transform this equation to a form where we can have algebraic solution for the equation, and then we can get back the actual equation in time domain. So that is Laplace transform. I am applying Laplace transform to this. Let's say V as a function of S is a to the power e into st when we apply Laplace transform. So when you apply Laplace transform to this, you will have a e to the power st into, we'll take v out, v is this thing. So this becomes S2, this is second order. This becomes 1 by RC S, and this is 1 by LC equal to 0. So either this is 0 or this is 0. So the important or the characteristic equation is this, that is S square plus 1 by RC S plus 1 by LC equal to 0. So from this equation we get this is equal to 0. And the solution is this, V as a function of S is this. So this is a quadratic equation. So what are the roots? You will have two roots here because this is of order 2. So let's say the roots are S1 and S2. This is minus B by 2. You know this, minus plus minus under root, this is square minus 4AC, that is you have entered 4 here by 2, so this will be 1 by LC. Okay, you have the solution for quadratic equation as minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a. So if you do, you will get this thing. Okay, so from here the solution will be, we have two roots here. So this will be S1t, let's say for A1, and then A2e S2t. So this is the solution. But so our solution is this, we have roots S1 and S2 as this. We can put it here and get the value. But what we will require is the initial condition, that is V0 plus the charge on the capacitor at t equal to 0, and we will need d by dt of this V0 plus. That is what was the dv by dt at t equal to 0. So if we'll have these two figures, we'll have V. Okay. Now, important thing to understand here is this thing. See, what important thing we understand from this. This is under root. So if this, there are three possibilities. This expression is greater than this. So we'll have this whole function as positive. So under root are positive. The roots will be real and unequal. Okay. The second case, when this is equal to this, so this will be 0. This is the second case. Third case is, that is, in that case what we will have, roots will be same. Both S1 and S2 will be same. Third case we will have when this is less than this. Now that is the most important case. That is, this will be a complex conjugate. We will have this minus something plus minus j something. So we will have a complex conjugate. So let's see all the three conditions. First is when this 1 by 2 RC square is greater than 1 by LC. In this case, now you must have written this, I am rubbing this. So in this case, the roots are real, because this is positive, are real and unequal. Okay. This type of case is called over-damped case. This thing you have studied, you must have studied in your 12th class in simple harmonic motion when you were studying oscillation. So this is the case of over-damped. The circuit is over, the response is over-damped. Now second is when this 1 by 2 RC square is equal to 1 by LC. What we get? We get roots are real and equal. In this case we have equal roots. This case is called critically damped. And the third case is when 1 by 2 RC square is less than 1 by LC. This is when this is the case, your roots will be, I told you, complex conjugates. You must be aware of what complex conjugates are. You must have studied this in complex number paper chapter. So these are complex conjugates, that is x plus jy and x minus jy. These are complex conjugates. And this type of response is called underdamped. Okay. So note this down and understand it properly. Now this is the case we are interested in. When this is less than LC, the case of underdamped response. So let's see this a bit more. Let's say alpha is equal to 1 by 2 RC and we have omega 0 equal to 1 by root over LC. This is actually called the resonant frequency. I'll tell you after some time why this is resonant frequency, but for the time being, understand alpha. Let's take alpha equal to 1 by 2 RC and omega 0 is equal to this. Now we had S1 and S2. So if you put this value, 1 by 2 RC was this. So we can write minus alpha, plus minus. We can take J because this is less than this thing. So this will be under root omega z square, omega 0 square minus alpha square. Okay. So that equation that can be brought to simplified to this point. So try to understand, this is the underdamped case only. Okay. We can also write it as this as j omega d, where omega d is actually this thing, omega 0 square minus alpha square. And this omega d, omega 0 is resonant frequency. This is called damped resonant frequency. Later on you will understand, or if you have studied oscillation in detail, you will know what these things are. Okay, so these are the things that you should keep in mind. And our solution was V equal to e to the power minus, so if you remember, we had this thing as e to the power minus alpha t, and then a1 e to the power s1 t. S1 is, see, alpha t is out now, so this will be j omega d t plus a2 e to the power minus j omega dt. See, if you put a1 into e1 to the power minus alpha plus j omega dt, I am writing it again. See, a1 e to the power minus alpha plus j omega d into t. This is the first equation. Second is a2 into e to the power minus alpha minus j omega dt. Okay, I have written this and this, the solution. So what we can do, we can take this e to the power minus alpha t common. So this is out. Then we'll have a1 j omega dt plus a2 minus j omega dt. So this is our solution. Okay. So this is our solution. I am writing it here. We'll break it to some more specific function, to some more specific equation. See how. This is minus alpha t a1 e to the power j omega dt plus a2 e to the power j omega dt minus. Okay. So this I am writing there. Now let's break it further. You know what is e to the power j omega dt? E to the power j theta. It is given as cos theta plus j sin theta. And if this is minus, so you will have cos theta minus j sin theta. So if you put it like that, you will get e to the power minus alpha t. Here what you will get a1 into cos omega dt plus j sin omega dt, and then a2 cos omega dt minus j sin omega dt. Okay. Now you can take this omega dt and this omega dt common. So you will have e to the power minus alpha t. Here you will have a1 plus a2 cos omega dt, and then you will have a1 minus j into a1 minus a2 sin omega dt. So this is the second equation. So if you take a1 plus a2 equal to b1 and a1 minus a2 as b2, the equation that you will get is e to the power minus alpha t b1 cos omega dt plus j b2 sin omega dt. So this essentially tells that the function, the voltage that we get from this RLC parallel circuit is actually a function of cosine and sine waves. So there are multiple cosine and sine waves actually in the solution. So you should keep this and this in mind. You'll be able to use it in the solutions.